and welcome to this broadcast from the Hasso Plattner D School at the University of Cape Town, where a conference is taking place on the circular economy. I'm Shafiq Morton, and our guest for today is Tracy Gilmore, who is most definitely taking care of business. So how do you fit into the circular economy in terms of your particular organization?
So taking care of business is very much focused on supporting people who are raising the next generation. So we work with lots of moms and dads, and the idea is to help people start self-employment as a solution to our massive unemployment crisis. So we really are using all this waste as a resource to generate revenue.
Tracy, what sort of waste are you using to create jobs and to create this regeneration process?
That's great. So we've got amazing relationships with South African retailers who actually are on another level if you look globally what they're doing. They're actually donating all of their customer returned items to us. So it could be clothing, homeware, appliances, etc., etc. And we are using that as an opportunity for people to repair them, or some of them are actually perfectly in good order actually, to repair them or repurpose them and even remake them, and then they go and sell them in their communities to generate a revenue.
What sort of products are we looking at here?
So we started in February 2010 when we realized there was a huge amount of surplus clothing within the retail supply chain. And if we could access that, we could help unemployed South African mothers start trading businesses. And then we realized that it wasn't just about trading, it was a lot more than that. It was about skills development, so it's business skills, finance skills, life skills, and lots of support through coaching and mentoring. And very important to create an ecosystem that's a safe space where people can heal. And then when your anxiety starts to lower, your volition starts to rise, and then you're responding to opportunities. So we started getting a lot of clothing. And the retail partners, we got 16, came on board quite quickly, and we could open the branches in Cape Town, Joburg, Durban, and East London. And we were, a few years later, as we'd started, Clicks approached us, and they started to donate appliances, customer returned appliances, and we were like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do with all these appliances? And then we just thought, okay, let's see. So we started to recruit people, and it's mostly men that actually like to join that particular program. And then we just added on the technical skills. So they can repair anything from a kettle all the way to a fridge over a 2-year journey. So you are earning while you're learning together with us. And so that was called a repair program. And now we've started a remake program, because you also know in factories, there's pre-consumer waste. There's fabrics and trims that we're needing to access. So we're recruiting women that have basic sewing skills and also adding on the technical skills now so they can start micro-manufacturing production lines and start to get creative. Because when you're stuck in survival mode, it's very hard to see the bigger picture. But when you start to make new friends, you start seeing, what you're interested in, and then you're starting to respond. So that's very much what it's all about.
Now, is your program about socialization?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have 5 intakes every year in different programs, and it's quite a process through selection that we do. So we make sure that we're looking for getting a right fit there, people that are ready to really move forward and change. So it's very much focused on that. And we also understand that households are at the core of our economy, and they need to be supported, because how are we going to be stabilizing our economy in South Africa? So very much focused on the human side of things. And we always talk about the head, heart, and hands. It's really having a holistic approach.
Yeah. How many people have you impacted through your program?
So over the last 14 years, we have probably recruited over 5,000 people into the program. Not everybody completes. So probably the retention is like 60%. Obviously, there is a drop-off. But we use the green light movement, which helps us assess. So we do surveys at baseline, at 12 months and at 24 months. And there are 50 different indicators in that green light survey. So that really helps us see what's happening, what change is happening. And then we can identify if there's a gap, and how do we fill that gap. So we are got a strong partnership with the green light movement, and that we find that very impactful.
Yeah, tell us something about the green light movement with whom you do a lot of work.
So we won an award, I think in 2012, and my partner Tracy went over to South America, and they gave her the survey. They said, oh, you can have it. So we thought, okay, that's really interesting. So there's 50 different indicators and 6 different dimensions on this survey. So we brought it here, and we kind of South Africanized it. We started partnering with other nonprofits to see what questions needed to get asked, and then we piloted it within TCB, And it became successful. So then we handed it over to Laura Berg, who now runs that program. So we've got a great partnership. So obviously people that do all the surveys go and do it in person at home. So these are people that have now got the skills, and they go through some training through Greenlight Movement. And what I like about Greenlight Movement, it's a strengths-based conversation. And for example, the indicators are like, it's very on an app. And one of the questions might be access to water. And the water framed in red will show you someone with a bucket on their head walking to get water from a river. So, and then the orange one framed in orange will be people sharing a tap in a yard. And one framed in green will be you've got water in your home. So that's how you identify. And then at the end of the survey, you can see what's red, orange, and green. And the idea is to shift the reds and the oranges to green over the 2-year journey. So well, as I mentioned, I like it because it's not negative. You suddenly start seeing what is actually green. So it's good.
Is it important to have partnerships, particularly with the kind of work that you do?
Absolutely, good question. We would be nowhere if it wasn't for this radical collaboration that we have. So we partner very strongly with retailers, with funders, donors, people with all different skills. We just have the right people just come in and volunteer and offer with us. So that's how we've grown over the years. It's real collaboration. You can't succeed on your own.
Networking is very important, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Who said that phrase? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go forward, further, fairly, go together.
And of course, we have been broadcasting to you from the University of Cape Town. Our special guest for this segment of the show was Tracy Gilmore, taking care of business.